Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So question number 1 here, it says Ken has been offered a job to paint the outside of a barn. If 1 gallon costs $30 and covers 450 square feet, how much will it cost to paint the barn with 1 coat? That was actually a bad sentence right there. That was, what do they call that? A hanging clause or something? Looks like a math teacher wrote that. That's bad English. Don't imitate. Should have had a comma there, and maybe I'll fix that later. Some math teacher contributed that who was having an English problem. All right. Anyway, the picture below. All right, here it is. So we've done this one before when we did volume, but now we're wanting to do surface area. We're wanting to paint the outside. Now notice this part says does not need paint. They don't want us to paint the top. We're not going to paint the top. We're not going to paint the roof. We're only going to paint the sides, and which includes that little triangle top. And they're going to lead us through it step by step. So first off, they want the area of the sides, and then they want the area of the front and the back, and then they want the area of the gable, which is a weird word, which means the triangle at the top and the bottom of the front. So they're breaking it into pieces. Do you see what they're doing there? So they're basically saying, first off, we want the sides, which just means just this right side, and then the same thing on the, the right side, and then over here, there's the left side, they're the same. And then they want the front and the back, and they mean just that rectangle, not the triangle at the top, on the front, and there's going to be the same thing on the back. And then they want the gable ends, which is the triangle at the top, front and back, which means this triangle here, and then there's the same thing at the back. So they want us to go through that piece by piece. Okay, let's do it. Let's start here. I'm just going to come up here. Let's start with this. Well, actually, I can probably just do it right here. Let's start with the sides. So we have the right side, which is right here, that right side, and that's a rectangle, isn't it? The right side rectangle. You know how to find the area of a rectangle. It's just one side times the other, just length times width. So that's just going to be, for mine, 74. And then what's the height? What's this 27? You can just bring it over right there. So it's 74 by 27. So just multiply those together on your calculator. And I'm getting 1998. And then the left rectangle is going to be the same. Another 1998. And then just add those up or multiply by 2, same thing, right? 3996. So there's the area of the sides, meaning the right side and the left side. The left side's invisible, but we can tell it's over here, right? So we just did the right side and the left side. So the right side and the left side. So you can enter, this homework system is very user-friendly. You can enter just one answer at a time. And I encourage you to do that. That'll make it a lot easier for you. Just go ahead and type in this first answer once you've got it and submit. Don't worry, it won't mess up. You might think, well, I only got 3 tries. I don't want to mess those up. You actually have 3 tries for every blank. So it won't mess up the other blanks. Don't worry about it at all. It's a very user-friendly system. It allows you 3 tries for every blank. They're independent. So go ahead and just put in this blank and submit. Make sure that's right before you go on. You can always do that on all the homework. You can just do one blank at a time. All right, next question. What's the area of the front and the back? Okay, so now we need the front and the back. So I'm going to switch gears. So this is the, and they just mean the rectangle. They don't mean the triangle top because that's coming later. So, okay, so they want the front rectangle. And again, it's a rectangle, so that's just length times width, right? That's just 41 and 27. Multiply those on your calculator. I'm getting 1107, and then the back rectangle is the same, isn't it? Front and back, there's one in the back. We can't see it, but we know it's back there. We don't think this barn is like a movie prop where there's really no back. 2214. 2214. So we got the front and the back, the right and the left, And then the third question, they want us to find the triangle at the top of the front and back. They call it the gable ends. I heard that a long time ago, and that's not a common word. So, so we want to come up here and figure out this triangle at the top. So triangle on the front, and then we'll do the one on the back, and it'll be the same. Huh? So you know the area of a triangle, half times base times height. So what's the base and height of this triangle? Well, here's the base, and here's the height. So the height is 8, isn't it? They're telling us the height is 8. The base is that 41. So it's a half of 41 times 8. I think that's 164. Yeah. Okay, and then we have the same thing on the back. Triangle at the back, right? There's a triangle back here, isn't there? Right, the triangle back is the same. And so that's another 164. Add those up. 328. Again, enter one answer at a time. Go ahead and put in each of these answers and submit. Did you see how we did that one? So the triangle on the front is a half base times height. The base is the 41, and the height of that little triangle is the 8 they're giving us right there. Half times 41 times 8, or whatever numbers you have. And then add that twice, one for the front, one for the back. And so then their next question, what is the surface area of the paintable region of the barn? So that means we just need to add up these three answers, don't we? Do you see that? We just need to add up these three answers to be right here. Because that's all we've just found, all the paintable regions. Only the roof is not going to be painted, they said. Does not need paint. Only the roof does not need paint. But the right side, left side, front, back, and the triangle at the top and the back, all these guys do need paint. So just add those answers up. They're kind of leading us through it step by step. And let me see, I'm getting 65, 38. So put in that answer. Remember, again, they take one answer at a time. So put in that answer now and submit it. It will be right as long as you had already submitted these three and made sure they were all right. It'll all be good. And then now they're going to ask, how many gallons will it take to paint the barn? Well, how do we know that? Well, right up here, it says 1 gallon costs $30 and covers 450 square feet. So let's write that down. 1 gallon covers 450 square feet. So 1 gallon covers 450 square feet. So we have a total paintable region of 6,538 square feet. So we've got to take that 6,538 square feet and we've got to divide it by the 450, don't we? Because we got to find out how many times 450 goes in to 6,538, because every gallon of paint will cover 450 square feet. So how many times does 450 square feet go in to the total paintable region? And that'll tell us how many gallons of paint we need. And so the answer is, I don't know. Let me see. My calculator tells me 14.5 or 528. Now, what should we do with that answer? We should for sure round up, right? Because you can't buy 14.5 gallons of paint. So they mean like literally at the store, at Home Depot or wherever, hardware store, Ace or whatever, how much paint, how many gallons of paint are you going to have to buy? You got to round that up. Even if that was 14.1, does that make sense? I want to make sure I'm clear here. Even even, here, I'll write it here, even 14.1 would round to 15, right? It's not just a matter of rounding off. You've got to go up, right? Real life. You got to buy enough paint to cover. So even if you got just 14.1, you would have to round it up to 15. Real life. Let's try to be as real as we can. We're doing a real paint project question here. Make sense? You got to buy enough paint. So even if it's 14.1, you got to round that up to 15. 15 gallons of paint to paint the barn. And then final question is, what's the cost of that? How much will it cost? Well, they told us right here, mine anyway, said it's $30 a gallon for the paint. So it's $30 per gallon times 15 gallons. So that's going to be $450 in paint to paint the entire barn. There we go. Question number 1. I'll leave it here for a second if you want to take a screenshot or picture. Questions I can answer on number 1? Right.